Right, folks, we are back, and it's time for some Oilers versus Panthers. Well, that won't start for another 45 minutes because they go with all the bullshit and all that stuff. I'm gonna have a special guest at some point. He and I are gonna talk. His name's Not a Newbie. So yeah, I'm gonna just double check on him. Yeah. I can't show the actual game. Folks. So because the Gary Bettman will start molesting my ass, with copyrights. But what I can say is that Connor Hellbuck won the Hart Trophy, or should I say he's been hella fucked. So I got the Hart Trophy winner on my fantasy team. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's see. When's Not a Newbie gonna stream? He's on OBS Studio. He's probably playing around with the system a bit. Hopefully. Because he and I will probably talk a bit too. Yeah. If I get any of those bots, because I know there's some bots that come into the streams and be like, and they'll spam oh, NHL, sports things. Ban them. Ban those ones that'll spam it. You'll know it's a bot. Rainy days ahead. Good. We need the freaking rain. So here's the stats. This is all we can show. We can show this. So right now we got Sam Bennett. And that's it. So my money is on the Panthers winning this game and winning on Saturday. The NHL didn't want to do this because they were pussies of the fucking... Okay, so first off, we'll be right back. I'm just checking something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, why did I do that? Stop exiting out of those things, goddammit. So Not a Newbie. I don't know when he's gonna join, but yeah. Yeah, so we got 2 people watching the stream. I can't show the actual game, and I'm not going to advertise that I'm going to be playing the actual game. Oh, we got 6 viewers right now. Yeah, we can't show the actual game because Gary Bettman will molest my ass, and he'll molest this channel with copyright strikes and takedowns. So, yeah. So that's why we have to show this. We can show this. Just like how Johnny Superbman can show this. We won't show the actual stream. We won't show the actual game. We can't. Because... yeah, 6 people are gonna be why can't you watch the game? The game doesn't start till for another 30 minutes because it starts at 15 minutes at 6, but then they're oh, do all this bullshit, blah blah blah. It's in Florida, by the way. Let's see. Yeah. I can't really show the game, people. Because, I've said, I'll be molested by Gary Bettman. Although I do find it interesting, this. The fact that there's 13 goals. Oh, okay. And Thing is that Skinner's actually doing better than Pickard in terms of save percentage. But then you got Sergei Bobrovsky. Wait, Vitek Van... No, he didn't play. He didn't... Because Bobrovsky didn't even get pulled. Yeah, the Oilers can't stop a puck out of their own net. But yeah. Yeah. So how is everyone doing today? This is like our pregame. The news is that Connor Hellebuyck has won both the Vezina and the Hart Trophy. Kucherov got fleeced again. Kucherov got fleeced to the Hart Trophy. Should have went to Kucherov. Kucherov was an absolute unit. He should have won the Hart Trophy. And the thing is, Draisaitl had more votes than Kucherov. Like, the league hates Kucherov getting the Hart Trophy. Like, yeah. Don't worry, guys. Like, this is just the pregame. Like, I can't show the actual game, and don't, like, clickbait me and say, like... And yes, Panthers are up 2-1. They're going to win the cup. Panthers are going to win the cup. Mark my words. Not a newbie is just... Hold on a sec. Rising Rhino is live soon. I don't know why he's not streaming the cup final. That would have got him a lot of views. Like, I mean, this is probably the most active in terms of viewership. But, yeah. Hopefully. So, the first game, the Oilers won 4-3 in overtime. The second game, Panthers won 5-4 in overtime. In double overtime, really. And then, game 3, Panthers absolutely molest the Oilers 6-1. And Oilers, well, let's see if they recover. I don't think they're going to recover. I think it's going to be done. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll stream on Saturday. I don't know. I'm an unemployed bastard, so... I don't know. Without Connor, does the Jets win as many as they did? Put Skinner or Andre on the team. I mean, you could say the same with Kucherov on Tampa. Like, I could see with Draisaitl, they were out, and, like, I don't know why Draisaitl finished with more votes than Kucherov. Like, yeah, Hellebuyck deserved the Vezina, but honestly, Kucherov had, like, a huge lead on his team. Like, it wasn't even close. And I'm surprised that Draisaitl even had more votes than Kucherov. Which, that was more surprising. So, would if Tampa had made the playoffs if Kucherov was not playing? Probably not, or they would have just barely squeaked in. If Draisaitl was out, well, the Oilers would probably not won as many games. They might have just squeaked the playoffs, but they'd probably make it anyway. Connor Hellebuyck, I mean, they wouldn't have been a President's Trophy winning team. But that argument there is kind of flawed because I could say the same for Kucherov. Not as much as Draisaitl, but definitely Kucherov. If I were a rich man, da 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 da. All day long, I biddy biddy bum. If I was a wealthy man. Although, it's not as rigged as when they rigged the Hart Trophy in 1988 or 89. When Mario Lemieux had 199 points and he didn't win the Hart Trophy. Like, that was a rig. That was rigged against Mario Lemieux. Because Gretzky won it, but Lemieux was like, he was carrying that entire team. Like, Pittsburgh would have not made the playoffs that year if it wasn't for Lemieux. And plus, 199 points was the most points seen besides Gretzky, and Gretzky didn't even hit it that season. So, yeah, that was probably one of the biggest Hart Trophy riggings of the NHL history, where they... All right. I can't play the hockey game, by the way, so don't complain to me why I can't show the hockey game. Like, let's see. Not a newbie. I don't know when he's going to stream, but we're going to continue watching the hockey game, folks. He's on OBS right now. He'll probably message me when he's, like, ready. Tampa has 4 guys over 80. Jets had 2. I do agree. I thought Kucherov was more deserving than Leon. Yeah, because, like, I don't think Leon was even the highest scoring player on the team. I think he just had the most goals, and they thought of it as, like, a version of Matthews when he won the Hart Trophy, because he had, like, 60 goals or something like that. Because, like, yeah, like, and the Oilers were proven to win games without Leon Draisaitl in that season, too. Like, that's what, like, I thought that was going to tank Leon's case, and it would have been, like, Hellebuck, McKinnon, and Kucherov. Now, I think Florida is going to win this game. So they're going to likely be up 3-1. Right now they're up 2-1, as the title says, because I'm not going to clickbait people and say Panthers won the game, and then people are going to say, why did you, like, intentionally say it? I'm just going to say the facts. Florida is up 2-1. They might be up 3-1. But I don't know. Game 3, Oilers were playing like children. They had no strategy to their game. They had no brain to the game. When Florida got chippy, but they played, like, with strategy to their chippiness. And good thing is, I'm probably going to get some comments from people saying, like, why can't I show the game? I can't show the game because Gary Bettman will molest my ass. He actually will, probably. He'll take the stream down, give me a copyright strike, and I won't be able to stream for a whole week or upload any videos. So my whole summer would be gone. And they shadow ban your channel too. Not that matters. The season will probably be over, like, by Saturday if unless the Oilers, like, pick up. But honestly, like, I was saying to a lot of people, like, Panthers are going to win the cup. And people are saying, no, Oilers are. I'm like, both teams got better. But, like, our depth has dried up. Yes, I said Panthers are up 2-1, though. Let me see. If I were a rich man. La, la, la. Chris Kreider also got traded. Chris Kreider also got traded today to Anaheim. I think the reason why he wanted to waive his no move clause is probably or no trade clause to Anaheim is probably because his friends are there. But Anaheim could squeak into the playoffs. I mean, you got Joel Quenneville. Dallas has a coaching vacancy spot thanks to the Oilers. Yeah, the game is supposed to start in 4 minutes, but you know they're gonna go with all the bullshit. Like they're gonna be like, yeah, blah 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 blah. All right, guys, now let's stand for the national anthem. Just do the national anthems and stop with all the bullshit ceremonies. Like just end all the ceremonies, because again, and let them play hockey. It's the same thing too. After a certain point in the overtimes, just stop giving the intermissions and just continue playing the game. Like I can show you guys this. I can't show you any hockey though. But watch, like the game's gonna like it's 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. You know what? Maybe I should put up a poll. Community moderation. Let's see. Live chat on. Nope. How do I put up a poll? Okay, I'm gonna put up a poll. All right, guys. How about this? Comment who you think's gonna win. Is it gonna be the Panthers, or is it gonna be the Oilers? Okay, let me go to YouTube. Hold on a sec. Looks like there's some other people watching the Oiler games too. Let's go to my channel. What the fuck? Okay, let me just... Panthers, I already actually had them at 6. Okay. Yeah, okay. Game 4. Or Edmonton. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Okay, let's go back to this. Panthers. I originally had them in 6. I think Panthers too. I think anyone who thinks the Oilers is just very biased towards Canadian teams. Yeah. Okay. And the game should be starting. But no, they're going to go through all the bullshit. Ba 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 da ba ba ba. Yeah, Pekka Pasta's live. The Angry Canadians live. Everyone's tuning in. Let me check the poll. Florida is winning with 1 vote. Yeah, everyone go vote Florida, because Florida's going to win this game, right? Right. Everyone agrees. Like if Florida's going to win this game. Comment if you think Florida's going to win this game. No, comment if you think Edmonton's going to win this game. Like if you think the Panthers are going to win this game. And subscribe if you think Panthers are going to win the Stanley Cup. Du hast mich, du Farah. And I can't show the game, guys, so just like, don't tell me to show the game, because if I do, Gary Bettman's gonna molest my ass. Not a newbie is still. I will be talking to Not a Newbie about the Canadian job market at some point later in the stream. I just don't know exactly when, but for now, we're going to talk about the Oiler game. We're going to talk about the Oiler game. Make sure you guys subscribe if you think that the Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup, and we already got a subscriber. Thank you to whoever subscribed. Subscribe if you think that the Florida Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup. Like the video if you think the Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup. Because that is what's going to happen. It may not be on Saturday, but it may be. It will happen. And if it's game 6, then the Panthers are playing on Monday. And then the 20th is... Wait, when's the last season game? June 14th, June 17th. Oh, so they got 3 days. So they got 3 days in between the streams. So you what it feels like to want to take you out for a night. I don't know why they're having a 3-day gap like between these two games. And then 2 days, and then 3, and then 3. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Alrighty. So when are they going to start the fucking game? Holy shit. Do I have to reload the thing? Start the fucking game. Like, this is like clickbait on the NHL. 8 p.m. Eastern time. 8 p.m. It's 8:03 p.m. their time. And the game hasn't started. Stupid. Clickbait. The NHL's been deceiving you. To the both of us. You don't gotta tell me I'm trash. Better. Don't worry, I'm just an unemployed bastard. Yeah, the puck. Yeah. Yeah, I think the puck drop. Why don't they just start the game when they say they're gonna start the game instead of making 20 minutes of bullshit? Have that before. Because people don't give a shit about that. People care about the actual game starting. Large pizzeria. I have no idea what that means. But what I do know is that the Florida Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup. I don't know when, but it's going to be... Yep, we got one vote saying that gotta do announcements in both anthems, right? LOL. You know what? How about they do that before the fucking game starts? Before the 6 p.m. It's not that hard. Just have it 20 minutes before. Who cares if people are grabbing their popcorns and all that? If you want, our company is hiring. Do I have the skill? I need to move to Winnipeg. And all that stuff. Like, are they going to hire, like, someone with, like, skills in retail and all that stuff and a degree in biology? I don't have the money to, like, move out. That's why I was trying to save up money at my job, but, like, nope. Those fuckers decided to do that. So, I'll see, but, like, we'll see if I have but I'm probably not going to get the job. Yeah. But, yeah. This has actually been a busier stream than I have. Normally, I don't get much viewership. Because, like, no one watches my fucking streams. Okay, he's going to go live in about 10 minutes. Okay, so not a newbie is gonna send me live in like 10 minutes. So we're gonna be interrupted a bit, but yeah, we're gonna talk about the Canadian job market and how corrupt it is. But we'll have this in the background. We're just gonna be talking to a guy named Not a Newbie. Um. Yeah. So yeah. I'm not gonna like seriously. Not even Boston Pizza wants me, and they're wanting like a fucking master's degree for servers. Like I know businesses are intentionally gatekeeping Canadians. Gatekeeping, not gatekeeping. You know what CS188 did? And I kind of like it. It was kind of hilarious. He made a Joe Hendry cult. I believe in Joe. All right. This fucking. Okay, how about they just do all the bullshit before and. Yeah, like Tim Hortons doesn't even want to, and that's why I'm ratting out Tim Hortons for falsifying a worker shortage. But I thought the owner of. Where the fuck? What did I drop? Hold on a sec. I dropped something. Holy moly. Holy moly. I dropped something. Hold on a sec, folks. I dropped something. I don't know where it went. But I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh well. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah. I really wish they would just like do all the bullshit before. And also, after a certain point, they should just have a continuous overtime where just they keep playing until someone scores. But yeah. So we are the ones that can't keep us down. We'll see. And if Panthers go up very quickly, the stream's gonna probably end very quickly. Like if they're, and I'm not talking like if they're up 1 or 2-0. I'm talking if like they're up like 4 or 5-0. Then we're ending the stream because then we're like, yep, Panthers won. Bye bye. We'll see. But yeah. I believe in soul selling. Yeah, but if you ever want a job in Canada, you have to sell your soul to the devil. Like, it's just a known fact. Okay, Not a Newbie's gonna go live in about 10 minutes. Oh, there's a movie coming out. Spaceballs 2. Buddy, I'm just gonna let him know. Yeah, well, that's because Walmart is fabricating a worker shortage and they're defrauding. You know, Walmart is actively defrauding the government, Metro. Same with Tim Hortons. They're all defrauding the government. And that's what we're exposing as well in this stream. Now, will they start the fucking game? Jesus Christ. Like, do all the bullshit earlier. Okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT this. in Schindler's List, but for Walmart and Tim Hortons. Hey there, what's going on? We are going to be streaming with Not a Newbie too. Let's see. Yeah, Not a Newbie. We are streaming with him. By the way, guys, the game should start right now. And we are going to talk with Not a Newbie. And they don't even start the game because, like, just why? And I am subscribed to Not a Newbie. It's just a bittersweet symphony and not just... Oh my god. So I found out that at one of my workplaces that I used to work before I got laid off, one of my coworkers actually quit, like right after, because the work culture, citing the work culture's changed too much. Probably a bit vindictive that the fact that I got laid off. So, where's Not a Newbie? We're gonna keep the stream on while we talk to Not a Newbie. We're still keeping the game on. Like, we're still gonna keep this game on. I'll be looking forward to this. Yeah, and we're not gonna say anything too controversial. Not a Newbie. Good Red Boys. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so he will be... So he's setting up the stream. Okay. Now let's see. Whoever thinks that Florida is not going to win is Delulu. Okay, so let's see. Not a Newbie. Let's see what he says. Let's join his bit a bit, because, like, these guys are just wasted drunk with not showing the game. Not a Newbie streams. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to hop into the stream. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Bread line. Let's see. Where's bread line? Okay. Okay, we're in breadline. So we'll wait for Not a Newbie. Okay, so we're in. And let's see, is my headphones plugged in? There we go, all good. Okay. Yeah, we got breadline in. Hello, hello. ShitTube not letting me say my favorite word. It keeps blocking my comment. Is it the N-word? Is it the N-word, Gore King? Okay. Because I know, like, that's a no-no word. Alrighty, folks. And then, yeah. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be in there just yet. I mean, I believe. So, we're going to be talking about the Canadian job market, too. I've been just taking clips of my own YouTube poops and then just, like, using them. I tried saying hello, hello, motherfucker twice. No, it wasn't the N-word. Hey there, Gore King. Hello, see, we're doing a hockey stream and we're talking to Not a Newbie about the corrupt Canadian job market and how businesses are intentionally gatekeeping Canadians out of jobs. And what they're doing is they're falsifying a worker shortage in a way. And this is like part of the stream. Like, this will still be shown. I believe in Joe Hendry. If you guys watch the Joe Hendry song thing, you'll see a lot of comments from CS188 people. Oh my god. Like, he's probably like, who is CS188? But I wouldn't say that word. Or at least camera. Oh my god. I wouldn't say that word either. I'd be like, whoa. Okay, Not a Newbie is live. So let's see what he says. There he goes. Okay, so when he's live, we will be joining. So, because this game, the game is not showing. And we can't play the actual game because of copyright. Bad. It's copyrighted. Yeah. Oh my god, my thing is so far behind. Okay, let's see.
You know, this is Minute Maid.
Okay. Okay, once he joins.
Blue raspberry in a can.
So
I saw it at a dollar store. I was like, bro, I gotta grab this. So I'll be doing a little taste test of that.
See you.
Then on a stream to talk about a variety of things.
Mr. Pizza and some of my friends.
Election.
Oh yeah.
Not an election. Canadian economy. I'll see
Yeah.
if I can coax him to talk about the Canadian election as well, because we have not talked about that yet.
Oh yeah.
It's been too long. It's been too long since we've last chatted. So
It was
I'd like to
weird
ask him
because
questions about that.
you had some.
Maybe ask him for his input on the riots and protests in LA as well as throughout the United
I mean,
States of America.
I have not been paying
That's
attention to
been
that.
wall to wall in the news, at least here in the States. It'd be interesting to get his thoughts on that as well. Also, we've got all these other topics here. Now, of course, you guys know.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Yeah, so we're gonna be joining Not a Newbie stream in a little bit. Yeah. And now the game finally starts too, so we're gonna be I am gonna be making a parody of the volcanicity video. I'm gonna make him say, "What are you doing, Mr. Anal?" Just make him say, "What are you doing, Mr. Anal?" Anal, like anal. But yeah, he's gonna want to talk to me about like the Canadian job market, and I'll talk to him about businesses intentionally gatekeeping Canadians out of work. And they do it by defrauding the government because they'll falsify worker shortage. All right, so play by play. The game's starting. No one taking a shot. You know what? Yo.
Whole lot of things to talk about, whole lot of things to get to during the stream, and I am certainly looking forward to all of it. So get yourselves settled into the chat, settled into the stream. This is going to be a fun, wild ride. And don't forget, check out the Discord server.
Yeah, so what we're doing is hopefully, in saying that, I'm not polity. Oh boy. Like, okay, so once Not a Newbie's there.
The link is on script. Yeah, I do get ideas for things to react to from time to time.
Yeah, let's see. Because now we started the game, and the Oilers have a shot on net already. Just hold on a sec, guys. I'm going to grab a beer. Oh, boy. Just be right back. I'll be right back, folks. So, yes. Alright, guys. We're streaming. And yes, this is what I can do to stream hockey games, by the way. Like, I can do this. Because it's Panthers versus Baby Oilers. Alright. Hello? Okay. Well, they haven't.
from you guys. So, you know, if you guys would to make it look cool, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. There's. I got Minute Maid blue raspberry in a can. I was definitely not expecting to see this in the dollar store. I
let's
literally
see.
was looking for the tall boys of Sprite because you can only get those at dollar stores, and they had this there as well. So I decided to get it. I've never had this flavor. I've only had like the normal.
Let's
Minute Maid.
see.
So I'm really interested to see what this is like. Oh, it's light. It's light blue. I don't know. You guys probably can't see. It's light blue. Very interesting.
Okay, so he's doing a review. Right now, it's 0-0. So hopefully, not a newbie can join the call, and we'll talk about a few things. And hopefully you guys can hear him too, cause it. But right now we're watching the stream. We're getting a consistent amount, and Panthers, holy shit, just flying in. See, yeah, this is why I'm saying Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup, folks. You heard it here first. At least Skinner's doing good. Question for you, Mike. If I make a YTP... Yeah, I will. Like, I will, honestly. If you make a YTP of me, like the angry... I might make a YTP of Adam again and have him say, Adam666 revives Satan or something like that. Like, but yeah, let's see.
Blue raspberry juices there are. But I think this
Let's see.
more than does the job. It's certainly adequate. I'm not going to tell people to go out and buy this right
Oh,
now.
good. You're going to make a YTP of me?
Storm the gates of your nearest Walmart in order to get this. But, hey, check it out. Give it a
Having a kokanee beer. I'm old enough to have a kokanee beer.
Got a lot of stuff coming in through the chats as well. Kind of a flurry here.
And Panthers are just outplaying the Oilers.
I'm going to get to the Angry Canadian before
Yes.
we do anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Angry Canadian is a YouTuber who makes YTPs, which include a lot of political commentary with
Yep. I couldn't believe my ears.
prominent
I
figures
know.
in the Canadian government, such as Justin Trudeau. And yeah, he's gone through a lot of experiences. You know, right now he wants to talk about the job market because there are a lot of complexities with the current job market at the moment. Also, of course, you guys know there was the recent Canadian election, so I'd like to ask him questions about that. And then if we have time,
No,
I think we'll
Coke's
ask
not
some
legal.
questions
I'm having
about
beer. It's called
the
kokanee.
the recent unrest that's been going on in the United States.
Are you talking to someone else?
No, I'm talking to you. I'm just streaming as well, not newbie. I was reading my comments. Like we're streaming but yeah. So one of the things is how have you been? It's been a while. How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
I've been good, but I've been very, very busy, as I'm sure you could also tell by my streaming schedule.
Yep.
It's been very haphazard. I haven't covered any of like the riots or protests at all.
Yeah.
This week. Just because I've been busy running around, being in and out of town, because you know you've got like relatives who have like graduations and things.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, of course that'll take you out and get you traveling for sure. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm
I'm back home now.
yeah.
Planning on doing streams a little bit more regularly. I've got to crank out and edit some more videos that you know
Yeah.
the space of my computer's not as full because I've got you know recent VODs on there and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part, I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I've been making videos on the vlogs channel as well, which has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit sad that X Defiant's gone, but you know it is what it is. I rarely play that game anyway. I don't really have time for video games.
Yeah, same here. I've actually found out something too with how businesses are actively defrauding the Canadian government. Like lots of businesses are doing.
Oh yeah, tell me a bit about that because
So-
I think you said you had some insights. But
So a lot of
I
businesses
save the details for the stream. So.
Yeah. So a lot of businesses actively like will gatekeep Canadian people out of a job. And what they'll do is they'll put like a bunch of arbitrary stuff in applications. Like for example, and you can title this as your video. I was applying to Boston Pizza because I got laid off of my job. And you know what those guys were wanting for for a server position?
What do they want?
Master's degree.
For a service position?
Yeah, for a server position. Yeah, that's
Wait. But what degree were they looking for?
like master's degree is what it said based on Indeed. I have the screenshot and I posted on subreddit recruitment hell, and the comments were hilarious. Like someone said, "I have a PhD in Burger University." Like, and then one person said, "I'm a Pokemon master. Does that count? I caught a Mewtwo while eating pizza." like,
and that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what does the major have to be in? Because if
it's not. That's the thing.
They want to make sure that you can have progression in the company.
It's not.
Any old master's degree, that's kind of silly.
It's not. Like, I would understand if you want to pro serve, because pro serve you're serving alcohol to people. That's a requirement by the province. You need it. Like, I understand that, and that was, I don't know why, and like, obviously I applied to them anyway. I did tell the federal government about that too, in case they wanted to fraudulently claim that they couldn't find any workers to falsify a worker shortage and import foreign workers into the jobs, because that's what they do. These businesses will do that. Well,
okay, hold on. So when you're talking about importing foreign workers,
yeah,
why would are these foreign workers all coming in with master's degrees? Like, that's just not
or fabricated degrees too. But there's a whole on scheme with those boards where like the people going in will pay like thousands of dollars just to get a job here by like these shady companies. And
so hold on. Now here's a question.
Yeah.
Could you do the same thing? Like, could you? Because I did hear rumors about like buying the degrees and stuff.
Oh yeah, you could
go out and buy one of those same degrees.
Yeah, you could. And the thing is,
so it's not just for non-citizens. Like, citizens can do this too.
Yeah, but the thing is too is the biggest thing and the biggest reason why these benefits, these people will, or like these companies will fraudulently, and here's why it's fraud, is because they'll do it so that they can, when they hire foreign workers, they get a wage subsidy from the government of 75%. So
it's kind of crazy. So it's basically like socializing these jobs, though.
No,
right?
it's actually been called out.
Because it's 75% subsidized by the government, right?
No, but normally, like, if you're a Canadian citizen, the business pays out the worker wage, whereas this one, the business only pays out 25% of the worker wage, and they get reimbursed the 75%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's socializing these jobs to where,
yeah,
you know, they're mostly government jobs. They're not
private
sector jobs, which is kind of weird.
And
is it like a slippery slope where eventually the government is going to be like 100% subsidizing some of these
I
jobs?
don't know, actually.
About that?
I don't know, actually, but there's a lot of calls to end the program because it's pushing Canadians out of jobs. And it's and a lot of businesses are basically frauding the government, because what the biggest requirement of that is you need to prioritize Canadians, which a lot of these businesses, because there's such a lack of regulation, will be like, okay, like they'll just look at the list, deny everyone, and be like, okay, we tried, like, now give us our money, government.
That's kind of foul.
Yeah, and it's fraud. It's illegal. Like, and I've actually been trying to I told my EI agent, because I'm on EI, employment insurance, that there's businesses that are doing this, and so EI's making a note of it.
Well, I mean, they say they're making a note of it. I mean, do you think anything's actually going to get done?
I think that I'm gonna.
By the government, if this is a concerted effort by the government, I would be doubtful of the government actually doing anything.
Well, I'm gonna flat out call and want to know another business too was that I caught was. They were requiring 5 years of server experience, but they were only willing to pay minimum wage. Only willing to pay minimum wage. And it's like, bruh.
That's entirely shocking. I think that there's similar stuff here in the United States.
Yeah, but I would...
That's what gets people very upset, because they go out of college and they're like, well, how am I supposed to get this experience, so how am I supposed to get that not knowing that you're supposed to spend your breaks not spring breaking, but like doing
Well,
internships and things.
Well, according to a lot of people in Canada, sell your soul to the devil. That's how you do it, apparently. I mean, at this point, it's like we got to try something.
That's what's happening. I don't know. I'm not tapped in with the spiritual warfare.
I mean, people are. There's a lot of people that are posting memes about it too. It's like, you know that Shoe Body Doo song? It's like shoe body doo ba da 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 ba 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 da ba ba ba. Like that song?
Oh, yes. For a second, I was like, oh, is this?
Yeah, and you know that scene where they're like summoning like the demon and headbutting it to death?
Oh,
Like there's
I have not seen that. I must
yeah,
admit.
they use the meme of that where they're summoning. It's like me and my unemployed friends manifesting a job, and they're using that part too sped up. Like it's literally like that's, and in Canada too, it's like they're all the big businesses are doing that. Like they're basically doing it so they can get free money from the government. Yeah.
Now, this you would think this would be a massive scandal.
Yeah.
In an ordinary situation.
Yeah.
And you think this is a deliberate attempt to bring in migrants? Because I'm just kind of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, if the goal was to get more jobs, the government could subsidize 75% of any job or any wage or whatever in a certain sector or something. And
Yeah.
that could include Canadians. Have they given a reason why they're not subsidizing Canadian jobs and only subsidizing the jobs of migrants?
I believe it started during the pandemic, but they never got rid of it because like nobody wanted to work because everyone was scared of COVID. Like I hope you don't have to censor the word COVID.
But during the pandemic, was that still only for migrants and not for Canadians?
Yeah, they didn't up it to that. I think that they should get rid of the program because nobody wanted to work. Like that was the reason. And businesses would fabricate and say, "Oh, we can't find workers," because you could expect Gordon Ramsay to be working at a minimum wage job because the unemployment was so high during the pandemic because everything shut down.
What? Yo, I mean, here's the thing. Usually, when the state has their official narrative, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they might be trying to do one thing, but you know, the official narrative and the story that they come out with usually is at least a little bit believable, right?
Yeah.
I think that people don't want to work is not a reason. Like it doesn't explain why you're subsidizing migrant jobs but not Canadian jobs. You know?
Yeah.
Like, man,
Well, remember, we had a nincompoop as prime minister at the time. His name was Justin Trudeau. Now it's Mark Carney. And the thing is that it was like, and the thing is too, is that these businesses tried for about 2 years to far cry the media. They bribed the media to falsify worker shortage. Like they paid off the media.
Is there like proof of this?
I don't know the proof of it, but they were saying like, oh, we can't find workers. Funny thing was, you were saying that as I was in an employment agency office looking for work.
Yo.
Like, and ever since that day, I vowed revenge. I vowed my revenge on the Canadian job market. You know that General Grievous thing from the Clone Wars?
Yes.
Where he's like, I don't care about your politics. I only live to see you die. Like, that's what I'm like to the Canadian job market. I only live to see it die. Like, and like the thing is, I've applied to over 140 jobs, like in the last 2 weeks. Guess how many interviews I got?
Oh yeah, how many interviews have you gotten?
1. Out of 140 jobs. And I'm like, I have work experience. I've had work experience for the last like 3 to 4 years. And I have a bachelor's degree.
And you know, of course, I'm assuming you've been in the workforce for a while.
Yeah.
So how competitive, like when you job searched before this, you know, current job hunt, how hard was it for you to find a position? Like was it a lot easier before this whole policy of subsidizing migrant jobs?
I think it was I think it was about the same difficulty. Cuz now with the experience you should have it easier, but no, you have it the same as when I had it back then. And a lot of people, like I've even heard that there was coercions from businesses trying to turn away people. Like there's like them saying like, "Oh, you don't want to work with us. Like, you don't want to apply here is what the managers will say. You know what I would tell them?
What?
And you don't want me to pull a Takashi 69 on you and rat you out to the government for falsifying a worker shortage, which would get your rights stripped away. And
Yo!
I would literally tell that to them because here's the thing. What they're doing is actually in violation of their agreement with the federal government that they're supposed to actively look. And I'll say, and now that I know your name as the manager, I could easily tell the government, file a complaint to the EDSC and even the CRA, because you're probably using tax fraud as well. And I will get you fully audited.
Yeah. Well, and here's the interesting thing. Like, I was gonna ask you this too. People, you're saying that they're doing coercion. They're saying, oh no, you don't want to apply here.
Mm-hmm.
If I would presume that if that's happening commonly enough, there would be recordings of this.
Yeah.
So, if there's hard evidence that this is something that's happening, then, is this being prosecuted in Canada? Like, are you aware of that being prosecuted in Canada?
No, it's not being prosecuted in Canada because not enough people are reporting it, even though I've actually sent an email to my MP stating that they need to educate people more about this fraud and tell people how to stand up to it. And I haven't heard anything back from him, but I even said that the government is being defrauded by businesses. And I said there's countless stories about people saying how they can't find work, how businesses are using discriminatory practices too. Like, one person even did a social experiment too. He changed his name to sound more like he changed his last name to Singh, got an interview, they found out he didn't get hired. But when he used his actual name, he did not get a single interview.
Yo, that's crazy. Dude, you should link some of this stuff in my Discord server.
Yeah, like link some of the Reddit posts. Like, there's lots. If you go to subreddit,
some of the stuff like this, that I'm more informed, because this is actually kind of interesting. One thing I'm curious about too is when it comes to people having the evidence. You say you got some evidence. You sent it to your what's your name? Your job?
My MP,
your job, dude?
the MP, my
Your
member of
MP,
parliament.
MP. Okay, yeah. So you sent the information to your MP.
Yeah.
How do we know that other people aren't doing this with their MPs, and the lack of reports is not the reason why these crimes are not being officially filed and being properly investigated in Canada?
You don't, because they don't tell you. It's all anonymous. But like the narrative now is youth can't find work. It's like, bruh, what do you expect when you're competing with people who are going to get 75% wage subsidies?
And wait, so the state is saying, oh, it's a problem. Canadians are having trouble finding jobs.
Like the media is, but they're not doing anything about it. One MP did put down a petition, which I signed, which was ending the foreign worker program.
Wait. Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Your MP put that in?
One of the MPs did, yeah, which I signed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, this is the last thing, I guess, before we can move on to another subject, because I know that I'm trying to make sure I fit everything into the stream, but when it comes to the issue of young Canadians not finding jobs,
yeah,
the media is admitting that this is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Has the government admitted that this is a problem? And if they have they said, okay, here are some things that we're actually going to do to try and fix this problem?
Do you want to hear what the government has done?
Yeah.
Cue the cricket noise. Like like nothing. It's crickets.
Wait. I gotta say, I'm surprised because, and I look this up like every year or so.
Yeah.
To see if anything's changed, but I don't think it has. My understanding is the media landscape in Canada, like when it comes to terrestrial, I think, terrestrial, like radio and television and all of that, it's all state run, more or less. There's no independent news or like political talk networks over in Canada.
Yeah, not really.
My presumption was, wait, what did you say?
Yeah, not really, unless it's some YouTuber channels like the Pleb Reporter and all that.
Yeah, and of course you've got Rebel News and stuff, but I'm talking about like those who have like 24/7 networks. My presumption is that you have the state-run media saying, "Hey, there's this problem here. Young people are not, able to get jobs."
Yeah.
I feel like if the state-run media is saying this, then it's something that the government officials would acknowledge as well, because they are literally sanctioning that messaging going out, saying, "Hey, this is a problem." So
Well, if it was a problem, then why aren't they
that-
removing the program that caused the problem in the first place?
Well, of course, you can have a lot of fun with political narratives.
I would
You could say, "Oh, this is a problem," but this program isn't the cause of the issue, right?
If
Like, there are different things they could do. They could blame it on something else, but at the very least, I would expect the politicians to admit out loud that this is a problem. If
yeah,
this is a very open secret, that this is being said even in the public media over there.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit of a disconnect, isn't it?
I would even go as far as to say that I would go as far as, if I was like running for prime minister, I would overhaul that foreign worker program. Like, the wage subsidy would get cut by so much. Like, you know how much I would cut it? I'd cut it from the 75% to 20%. So it'd be like a drop, and it wouldn't be just a gradual drop. It'd be like an instant cut, and there'd be a lot.
You
And
support subsidies.
to a certain extent, yes, but like, it would only be for niche jobs. All the businesses would be audited too. If they are found guilty of like fabricating worker shortage, they get permanently banned. The whole business gets, and if it's as widespread, the entire company gets permanently banned from hiring foreign workers.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like, I would do
I
that.
can get down with that.
Yeah, all they just do now is fine them. And I'm like,
I guess
fines
it's
ain't gonna do
just
squat.
fine,
You gotta
but,
ban them. You gotta ban these businesses.
Yeah.
And it looks
Kind
like
of on
Florida
the subject
scored.
of-
Florida scored
Wait,
because
what'd
that's
you say?
I'm streaming the like hockey game and Florida scored. So yeah, we'll see how much Florida blows out the Oilers.
Yeah,
And if Florida blows out the
Oh.
Oilers, we're ending the stream.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess sort of like moving on towards the future of Canada. We do know recently there was the Canadian election
Oh yeah.
where Pierre Poilievre, I hope I said his name right.
Yeah, you said it right.
Lost the election to Mark Carney. Now,
Yep.
I know we both were polling for Pierre Poilievre.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't do double voting, so you couldn't vote for the both of us.
Yeah.
But, so, of the people that you know around you, what was the reaction like when they saw that that Mark Carney had won the election?
A lot of people weren't happy, but then again, I live in Alberta and they hate liberals.
I see. So you were in one of probably the bedrocks of Pierre Poilievre's support.
Yeah. You know, another thing too we said was we blame the elders. We blame the senior citizens who don't give a crap about Canadians.
Yes, I mean I do remember seeing the polls, right? That came out, the exit polls, where for younger Canadians like yourself, the number one issues were things like quality of life,
Yeah.
being able to afford stuff, the economy.
I'm actually joining the military.
The boomers, the military and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
And then when it came to the boomers, the number one issue amongst all of them was stopping Donald Trump.
Yeah. I mean, like
It's like,
Donald
oh,
Trump. The funny thing was
generation.
is that Carney was endorsed by Trump. Carney was endorsed by Trump.
Is that serious?
No, because remember Trump.
Was a MAGA.
Remember what Trump? No, because Trump said it's easier to run with a liberal leader than a conservative, and then he endorsed Carney. So Trump.
That's not a serious endorsement.
Yeah, but like, no, but like he basically said like that was the case.
Yeah, I
But-
mean I don't think it counts for the same, but
Yeah.
yeah. So Mark Carney defeated Pierre Poilievre, which I mean I think is certainly not an upset because he's not an incumbent, but he's of the Liberal Party. Is that right?
Yeah,
Which
he
is
is.
the same party.
Some of
that,
us were saying.
Trudeau was in.
Some of us were saying God has left Canada.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I don't think I would say that. I don't think I would say that God left the country just because of a candidate you didn't like won the election.
well, it's
I think
because
it's-
Canada's going down the gutter. Like Canada's going downhill. It's going to get even worse with Carney. That's why they're saying it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so Carney's been in office for some months now.
And
So-
nothing has happened.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, what has changed? Like, okay, so I'm guessing he made some promises. What were some of the promises that Mark Carney made?
Cut
when
the
he was
income
on
tax
the-
by 1%.
Wait, what? Wait. He said he would decrease the taxes by 1%, and that's it.
And then another thing too is he said like he'll make a stronger economy for Canadians, but like no, that's not going to happen.
Did he give any specifics as far as what was
No,
supposed to change?
he hasn't even posted a budget yet. and the Conservative Party is like saying post the budget. He almost got non-confidence by the King's speech.
Wait, he almost got a vote of non-confidence already?
Yeah, from the King's speech because they didn't like the King's speech or something like that.
Oh, I
But
didn't hear
but
about
the Bloc Québécois were sucking on the Liberal because they like the color red. Just like how Edmonton likes the red lights.
that.
Yeah.
This is bad, and
I guess it's a color. I guess it's not really about politics and stuff like it is in the States. It's more like, what's your favorite color? Red. Okay, vote Liberal.
well, yeah, I mean, we have that in the United States of America as well. We got the vote blue no matter who, blue and non-folks, where they'll just like vote for the Democrat no matter who.
Yeah.
It is. But over in Canada, I find it interesting because it is a common theme on the left
Yeah.
that you have a candidate come out strong and say, "Oh, we'll make everything better." We actually saw this, I guess to invoke a fellow member of my Discord server here.
Yeah.
In Chicago, I want to say, right,
Yeah.
with a new mayor. Who was it? Lloyd Lightfoot or someone was like the mayor for a while and was a disaster.
Yeah.
The person got replaced in the new election. The mayor stepped down, and then Brandon Johnson came in. He was talking about how he's gonna fix all these things, fix the crime and all this stuff. And I haven't heard a peep ever since he got elected about him fixing crime. I know that I think was the ISM in the Discord server was talking about how Chicago was saved now that Brandon Johnson became the mayor. He was kind of hyping him up,
Yeah.
in the lead up to him becoming the mayor. Haven't heard a word since, so maybe it's not quite sort of delivered on those promises. The same thing with Mark Carney. I haven't heard left wingers in the United States or even some folks in Canada. I haven't heard them hyping up the great success that has been the Mark Carney regime
Well,
as of yet. Like his supporters. Has there been anything that Mark Carney has done that they could even brag about and say, "Oh yeah, this is great"?
elbows up, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, what?
That was the thing, elbows up or something like that. And then, but everyone turned into a meme where it's just seniors flipping off people. Like flipping on like,
What's elbows up supposed to do?
I don't know.
Is he a hockey player?
Yeah. Or like he did like a hockey thing with Mike Myers.
What?
Yeah, he did like a hockey ad with Mike Myers.
That's cringe.
And the funny thing is too, he was saying that the Oilers were like the best hockey team, even though they're getting complete manhandled by the Florida Panthers right now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you got to be pretty good to make it to the Stanley Cup, but I mean that's pretty obvious.
But yeah, they're losing the Cup final again this year.
What's the record right now? I don't know.
Florida's up 2-1. Florida's up, and they're about to be up 3-1. So they're gonna win on Saturday.
Yikes. Well, I mean, I guess are we shocked that Mark Carney's picking the losing team? Like, are we really surprised?
They got injured a lot too after Mark Carney was wearing their jersey too. That was the funny thing too.
Oh, just
And everyone called it the Carney curse.
used by the migrants. No,
No, it's the Carney curse.
the Carney curse.
Yeah.
It was funny. So you said that Mark Carney hasn't done much since he became the prime minister.
Yeah.
Have things gotten worse in Canada? Because things can be stagnant. and not improve, but they could also get worse. So have things gotten worse since he became the prime
Not
minister?
yet. Not yet. But
That's good.
But the job market was always crap. In Canada, we always say if you want a job, you gotta sell your soul. If you want to be famous, you gotta sell your firstborn.
Yikes! That got dark pretty quickly. I gotta say.
We're referring to selling it to the devil.
Yeah. Wow. You guys are really, really into that, huh?
I mean, we have to. It's called survival. You know, when you're in under survival instincts, like you don't care about anything else, but you just survive. That's what we all are on.
I mean, didn't you say you were Christian? So like, I don't know if you'd be on that way.
Nah, I left that since I got lost my job and lost everything.
Didn't you join Christianity so that you could get the job that you just lost?
No, but I was thinking that things would.
I don't know how to keep track of this.
It was kind of like you know the who's that tax person who's like tax high when things are well, but tax low when things are not so well. That's what I was looking for. The Christian life is like tax high when things are well and tax low when things aren't so well, not like rock bottom Great Depression era stuff.
Right.
That's what I was hoping that there'd be ebb and flows, and holy moly, the Oilers want to lose this game again. They want Florida to win the cup. 3 penalties on the Oilers already. Holy moly. But like I was going up and down like crazy, and now that like this is like rock bottom, I'm like, I'm done. I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, lost everything. I mean, in Canada, there's always medical assistance in dying. That is a real thing.
There's a whole other conversation for another day. I that's not what I would recommend. But
I'm planning to join the military because, like, at least that'll be my way out.
Basically the same thing, right?
Well, medical laboratory technologist, non-combat role. Hey, they pay a good pension too. When you're forced to retire at 60, you get like 75% of your salary.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to serve your country for sure.
Yeah.
I think kind of along those lines, kind of pivoting here, because we've got the big news that's been happening today, and not just today, but for the past week or so. We've got the anti-ICE protests / riots. I've heard people use different nomenclature about it. It all started when Trump I'm actually seeing some people in the chat. Yeah, this is very interesting. We've got breaking news that Israel has attacked Iran. I actually have live now from Fox here on my TV on mute. It says IDF confirms precise offensive to strike Iran's nuclear program. I've been hearing a lot of rumors and rumblings. There was a report that came out today that Iran either has obtained the nuclear weapon or is extremely close to obtaining a nuclear weapon, and that they've violated prior peace agreements that were intended to prevent them from getting to this point.
Yeah.
So,
it's
a big L for the no new wars Donald Trump.
I would just say let those two fight it out and don't support or fund them, and just let themselves fight it off. I would just say be.
Yeah, but to get back on track, because I did want to talk about the protests.
Yeah. Well, it's not protests; it's riots because they're using weapons and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Well, so over the past week, we've been getting protests mostly in LA. Over time, they sort of spread to other parts of the country, but it's mostly in LA, to varying different degrees and levels of peace and violence. Typically, throughout the day, they're more peaceful, but then as it becomes night, a whole different element shows this ugly head. We get to see a lot more violence. I will say.
So you're saying there's werewolves in California? So you're saying there's werewolves in California?
No.
because only in the nighttime.
I'll say what I observed.
Because only things get worse violent at nighttime and things are peaceful during the day. That's the same as werewolves.
I see what you're saying, but here's what here's what I've observed. I will say, you see my intro. I live in the East Coast of the United States, so not in California, but I have been observing the live streams from woke.net.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll say about what I've noticed of the protests.
Oh, and Florida's up 2-0, by the way, too. Sorry to interrupt, but
2-0.
Yeah.
Orlando in the chat did say it was they were up by 1, but
yeah.
So I did notice over the weekend things were quite violent during the day. People were going out in the street, busting up cars, and attacking law enforcement, blocking their vehicles as they were trying to conduct ICE raids to enforce immigration law. Right, the party of law and order. And that caused a bit of violence, right? You've got friction between these protesters who are fighting the government while they're trying to, detain these criminals in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And that was happening during the day, in broad daylight. There was quite a bit of unrest there. Ended up with Trump calling in the National Guard. And those National Guardsmen, I found this interesting. They were not deployed against the citizens
Mm-hmm.
and the protesters. They were placed around like ICE facilities and government buildings, like federal buildings, to prevent damage from there and to allow the employees to go to and fro like they're supposed to be able to do.
Yep.
But as soon as Trump called in the National Guard, I just started to notice. Every single day, there was less and less violence. So I was kind of frustrated at first because, like, oh, I don't see the National Guardsmen going in and just rounding up these people and arresting them like I think that they should have done at the time. But
Yeah.
I kind of now see that Trump's move, what it did was it scared the violent folks because they're like, well, I'm not going to be down there if Trump has his jackbooted thugs, ready to put their boot in my butt, So
Yeah.
I did find that interesting. And so what we've seen now is every successive day, especially starting on Monday of this past week, the violence has been less and less and less, and it's decreased. And the protests have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. Now we do have this group called No Kings running around trying to cause new protests over the weekend because Trump is doing the 250th celebration of the American military.
Yep.
And so that's kind of interesting as well. Oh yeah, I'm seeing footage of the precision strike. That's I don't know if that's a mushroom cloud, but that's pretty big. If you want to look at the news,
Yeah.
very interesting there. Oh wow, yeah, literally the live feed showed the explosion that said no access to this television feed. So kind of crazy.
Mhm.
That's happening on live now from Fox. If you guys want to tune in on YouTube, I don't blame you for switching the channel because this is pretty massive news here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've noticed. We've got No Kings trying to protest the celebration of the American military on their anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I did think that Trump gave some troubling statements, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a Trump hater. I don't support him anymore because he's lied too much. But, and I'm not even joking there. But, he said recently that if you think you're going to come over and protest, you have another thing coming. Now, the press secretary, Caroline Levitt, I believe her name is, she said, well, of course, Donald Trump is going to allow for peaceful protests. Trump didn't give much wiggle room in his own statements. I would prefer to hear from his own mouth that he will support peaceful protests. But just in general, with the climate of what's happening, you're Canadian, so I'm sure you have a unique perspective.
Yeah.
And you kind of have a window as far as, like, what the international view and perspective is of what's happening in the United States. What would you say it looks like is happening in the U.S. from your point of view when it comes to the unrest, when it comes to celebration of the military that's going to happen over this weekend and all of that stuff?
Honestly, I think I haven't been paying attention to American stuff lately, but I just think it's almost like some states it's just chaos and other states it's very peaceful. Like I see a mass divide in the states.
And that's kind of what it's like, especially as these protests spread, because from what I've seen, other than in California, there has not been much violence. I will say in New York, the police barricades that got removed, I think that was the extent of the violence. That's like the most violent thing.
Yeah.
We got people overstaying their welcome. Right, I'm not talking about immigration, but we got people overstaying their welcome, sticking around past curfew, which they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Of course, those folks got arrested.
And we are going to end my stream.
Things could be way worse. Oh, what was that?
We're going to end my stream because Florida just scored again. So, yep. Florida won the game and Florida won the Stanley Cup.